Welcome back. Okay, it's time to disassemble the left wing now. I've just put some temporary bracing back onto the leading edge just for the short term so I can remove the clecos, release the ratchet straps, and hopefully this comes up without flying across the other side of the room. What I normally do, and I actually thought I'd taken some footage this time, I'm pretty sure I did it for the right wing, but I normally have 4 straps on this. I think Gavin might have put 4 on as well, I can't remember, and it eludes me what Dan put on his. But that said, as many as you can. So I've just done as many as you've got available. I've got 4 million straps here. So now just on the leading edge, I just wanted to recap on the leading edge drill size. Sonic's call for, well, first of all, the copper clecos, if I've got this right, is a number 30 drill. Don't ask me what that is in metric or decimal or inches, but you will note that I've got copper clecos on the leading edge here at the moment. So just let me expand on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the camera around. We'll go across to the drawings and I'll go through the way that I do it, which works for me. It may not work, it doesn't work all the time, but I managed to fluke it. So I'll just go through what I do for those that might be at this stage, and it may help them. Or if anyone wants to comment on what they did, it'd be greatly appreciated, because this process is a pain in the ass. I've dreaded it. I dreaded it when I completed the right wing, and I have certainly dreaded it this time as well. So I'll quickly go through on the drawings and what I've done to get around this problem by using copper clecos on the leading edge. So just over at the drawing here, and it's quite clear that says note, drill leading edge holes with a number 32 or a number 31 drill, not a number 30. Now number 30 is for your normal 1/8 or thereabouts rivets. A number 30 obviously being a smaller size, and then 32 being a smaller size as well. So if my calculations are correct, somewhere between a 31 and 32 is 3 millimeters in metric, which is what I've used. Now the copper cleco does not go all the way through it, so let me just go back over to the aeroplane now and I'll just show you what I do to get around that. So this pile here is a pile of clecos that did not go through that hole, unless I absolutely pounded the crap out of it, which I wasn't going to do. So let me just grab a pair of cleco pliers, 1 second. Just pulled the camera up here against a white surface, being the windscreen of the Sonics. Now, when these clecos go in, you've only got to have a little bit filed off the 2 edges of that, which doesn't interfere with the holding capacity of the cleco, and just sort of around a little bit. And all I do is taken that over to the abrasive wheel on my bench grinder, and it seems to work. So that's how I get around it. If there's others with some comments, I'd love to hear what people have done, or whether they've just simply drilled with a number 30. So there you have it. I've also, just prior to pulling all this skins off the aeroplane, I've just redone, well, not redone, I've done my plate nuts, or nut plates, whatever you want to call them, to go into here for the aileron cap. The drawings don't call for a plate nut to go through, but I did it on the right wing, so I'm doing it on the left wing as well. And I think if I recall correctly, the pitot tube is the only one that has these plate nuts. What Sonics do is give you a machine screw that you give a certain hole through here and screw it through. I'd much rather something that's going to remain there for quite some time, rather than just sort of vibrate loose. I'm not saying the way that Sonics has designed it will do that, but that's what I've done anyway. So that's done I've done that as well this time, prior to pulling the aircraft skins off this wing. Just before I go too much further too, for those that are interested, I just did a quick count on my EAA log, and I did 111 hours on the right wing to get it to the stage it is. If you recall, there was a lot. I did that's including putting the landing light on and the fiberglass tips. At the moment, if I've done my calculations correct, I'm only up to about 30 hours on this wing, but there's still a long ways to go. There's probably maybe 20, 30 hours to go yet, maybe even 40, I don't know. And that is my count to date, 824 hours of build time as of my builder's log that I did. I know this is backwards to people in America, but that's 25th of October 2025 when I got the last little bit of work done. That's my notes that I keep and which I put into the builder's log. A little bit of trivia for you. Okay, I've just released the straps. There's not a lot of weight on that now. I've just got it held there to do the little last piece of the puzzle, and that is to remove that timber from the front. So let's get on and do that now. Okay, there you have it. The skin has been removed off the underside. All I can do now is wait for my lovely neighbour to come over and give me a hand again, and then it'll be the topside sheet to remove. I'm just trying to think whether I take this off now or not. It's probably better to leave it there, and I'll tell you why. At least it gives me something to rest on when I turn it over, rather than sort of going between the ribs. But anyway, it'll probably sit on the aft and main spar anyway, so I'll give it some thought and I'll work it out. Talk with you soon. Okay, wing is now flipped over. I have re-leveled it. I'm just going to throw the laser level around to quickly show for the exercise of this video that it's all level again. So here's the nose rib running through here and through the tooling hole. Okay, quickly going down to here, there's the tooling hole over there, and you can just see the tooling holes in there. So I've just moved the laser level from the aft, from the forward to the aft side. I'm now positioned it on the center of the wing. Forward spar, forward spar, rear spar, and rear spar. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, I have finally upsized everything on the leading, on the leading edge, yes, and upsized everything on the root doubler and the any remaining rivets that I had on the root and first rib up here as part of the doubler. So the wing is now pretty much at its pinnacle, I guess. We can now start to pull everything apart and start to do that horrible part of deburring. Now, just before I go, that's the amount of rivets, that's the amount of clecos that just would not go no matter what I, tried filing them a little bit, but no, it gave up in the end. So I've managed to get it done. I'm very, 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 very happy. So I can now, as I said, start to pull it apart and start to do the long job of deburring. Talk with you soon. Okie dokie, there you have it. The wing is now fully disassembled. I've stacked over the back there all the leading edge and top and bottom aft sheets. It's out the way for the moment. Laid in order all my little packers, put my ribs over here. So I've got the big job now of slowly deburring, dimpling on the leading edge, nose ribs, deburring all the main ribs, deburring and priming all of the mating surfaces on the main spar, which is including pulling off the little stiffener angle or bracket for the tie down, removing it and putting all the bolts back in and torquing all them up, removing and disassembling and tightening back up the root angles for the ribs, and that's it. We can start to reassemble this wing. So I might close this one off now and come back to you in a couple of days time. So talk with you all soon.